Hello, and welcome to another quick interview with a Focus Forward speaker. I am Jamie Ellis, and I am the current president at Professional Photographers of Iowa. And we have a annual convention coming up in April, just about a month away. And so I am talking to some of our speakers that we have at this event, and I have one of them here with me today. Her name is Bee Wilson, and she is pretty awesome. And I'm going to let her tell you about what we've got coming up. But first of all, Bee, tell us who you are and where you're from as if somebody has never heard of you.
Yeah, so for the short version, my name is Bee Wilson. I'm originally from Miami, Florida, but I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been here for a lot of years now, so I could claim Atlanta now. And I am a commercial and editorial photographer specializing in sports film, in sports, fitness, and the health and wellness space. So I do a lot of working with professional athletes from the NBA, WNBA to also
Oh, cool.
Olympians. And then I do live sports where I work with Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta United, Charlotte FC. I also do their media days, and yeah, all that jazz. So anything with
Yeah.
sports and fitness, you could probably find me there.
That sounds so cool, especially like here in Iowa, we like legit don't have any professional sports teams in our state, which is really a bummer. We have like every surrounding state, so we've got lots to choose from, but like just hearing you talk so casually about like photographing the NFL, it's like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. But yeah, I have seen some of your stuff lately and it was so fun. I watched the Olympics this year quite a bit, which in the past few Olympics I haven't really watched, but it was really fun to see some of those Olympians that you have photographed as well. I was like, oh, I know who that is. That's so cool. But yeah, tell us a little bit about your program at Focus Forward.
Yeah, so we will be doing an actually fun hands-on lighting workshop where we'll be doing long exposure in studio. So I love whenever you see my work, although I'm always wearing black, I actually like a lot of color. So within my work, I love to implement color gels within my work and long
Awesome.
exposure. So we'll be doing a lot of hands-on techniques, teaching you how to shoot long exposure in studio as well as doing double exposure without
Ooh,
needing Photoshop. So that's the fun
yeah.
part, knowing that you can do everything in camera and being able to learn how to direct your subject, how to do different lighting setups with it. And we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, that sounds so amazing. So will people be able to kind of try out the techniques that you're teaching
Yes.
alongside of you during your talk?
Yeah. So my plan is that we're going to do a quick little skim through of how to do it and about me and all that good jazz, show my work
Yeah.
and yada, yada, yada. And then I'm going to be very, very hands-on where everyone should be able to bring their camera and have time directing the subject and creating the images for themselves.
Yeah, that sounds so awesome. I think that I love that you said like being able to create it in camera without having to use Photoshop and stuff like that, because I feel like people now, just the behind the scenes content from you doing that is going to be so valuable in right now and coming up because of AI.
Yes.
Everybody's like, oh, she used AI to do that, and people are feeling like downgrading our creativity and our skill level because now it's so easy to create these things. So when you can show that you know how to do these things in camera and like then your clients start talking about it once you start doing it, I think is like going to take a lot of people to the next level. So that sounds amazing.
Yes, and I think the biggest thing, especially with the whole talk of AI, people always want you. The one thing that you have to understand is that yes, you may be able to create things in AI, but you can't create the experience that you have one-on-one with your clientele. So
Yes.
being able to learn how to communicate and direct your subject, and be able for them to be able to see their light, their eyes bright up, like, oh my gosh, you just created that. AI can't do that. We can
Yeah.
do that. So that's going to be
Yeah.
the joy that I'm excited to be able to bring to you all for this workshop.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that brings me to another little bit of a controversial question. Do
Ooh.
you show your customer in real time, like back of your camera as you're shooting these things, or do you shoot tethered, or like,
Yes.
are you
So
during the session, are you getting people excited?
So during the session, I do shoot tethered because oftentimes, whenever you're directing your subject, sometimes sounds weird. Like, okay, once the shutter flashes, I want you to turn your face to the left and then hold it. And it's like, what are you telling me to do? And then
Yeah.
once they see the result, it helps them kind of understand why you're directing them. But then now they have more interest. Or, oh, can I try this? I want to do that. So it makes it
Yeah.
more of an experience and makes it more interactive when they're able to see the images come up. And now they
Yeah.
understand, okay, this was going on within your crazy brain. So.
Yeah, I am so excited to like see your direction process with the model because I have tried some of these lighting situations and honestly like when I'm trying something new, I do it on myself. So like I'm the subject. So I'm figuring these things out in my head, but then I'm like, how do I get a customer to do this? Like I'm learning and I know the movement and what I need to do, but like I have not wrapped my brain around like how to direct my customer to do that same thing. So I think that that will be awesome to see your process and communicate with the subject and make that amazing experience for them. I'm
Yes.
so excited.
Yeah, and I love the thing I love about doing this workshop is also showing how to troubleshoot. Oftentimes as photographers, whenever we go to these workshops and we meet all these amazing photographers, we always see that they're just so perfect and they never shoot bad. And I love to show the bad images so that we're able to build and grow together so that when you guys are in your own studio, you understand, okay, I remember when we did this with B, I need to change this within my camera or I need to direct my subject this way. So now you're able to also learn how to troubleshoot hands-on and not feel like, oh man, I can't get it perfect, so I can't even try anymore.
Yeah, yes. I have found that like sometimes the customers enjoy that. Like she's trying something new and creative. And like when you kind of talk through the process, even just with your customer, it's like, how can you help me figure this out together? And then they're like, I have something that's totally unique that like
Right.
nobody else has. So I think that's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, you're actually the second speaker that I've talked to recently who's going to be doing more hands-on that said exactly the same thing. Like, I'm going to show you my struggles. We're going to work through this together and we're not all perfect. We're all learning, you know? So, yeah, I think that's awesome.
Yes.
Yay. Well, tell everybody, maybe how they can follow you or, learn a little bit more about what you do ahead of time.
Yeah, so if you want, you guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is at B_Alyssa Trofer. It's kind of very hard, but to simplify it, if you just go on at B Fearless Studios, which is our studio page, you can also find me there in the bio. On our studio page, we do a lot of behind the scenes on what we have going on in the studio. I do educational tips once a week. And then you could also find us on YouTube. I have some photo shoot breakdown
Oh,
videos there as well. So
I'm gonna
yes,
seek
you
you
can
out on
find us on
YouTube.
there. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad you mentioned your studio because it is fun to see like what different people are doing in the studio. And in Iowa, our area, our towns, most of us are a little bit rural. Our towns are very small. I mean, even our capital city is teeny tiny compared to Atlanta. So, like having a studio rental space or something like that that can be a little bit more of a supplemental income, I think is a little bit of a new-ish concept around here, but it's so fun to kind of see behind the scenes at your studio also. So
Yes. Yeah,
yeah,
so we do a lot here. We of course we're a rental photography studio in Atlanta, but we also do events, we do workshops. We do a lot of fun things here. We try to keep it different. We try to always grow with the times, but then we also love educating the next generation of creators here. So
yes.
we have John Gress coming in on Atlanta in April. He'll be doing a
Oh,
workshop here at our studio. So just
jealous.
love being able to pour into other creatives that may not be able to have the money to be able to afford going to an art school or things like that. They have an
Sure.
affordable place where they can create, learn, and also build their community.
Yeah, I love that about the photography community specifically. I am diving into TikTok. I know I'm late, but I have been trying to be a lot more active on TikTok, and I come across so many photographers who keep saying that there's all this gatekeeping in the photography world and
I
other
don't see
photographers
it.
are rude. And I'm like, every time I'm like, no, please come to Imaging USA. Please find your state organization. Like, we are not like that. I have never experienced that in my own career, which is over 20 years now. So I just love that you are a big part of that community over competition. And you're going to love our group at Iowa because we are very much spouting that out all the time too. We're open with information and we do not gatekeep and we're welcoming to all skill levels. So yeah,
Love
it should
that.
be a
Love
really
that.
good
I'm
fit.
so excited. I've only been to Iowa once, and that was for a track meet. I can't even remember when it was. It was before COVID, I think. So it's been a very long time, and I was there for probably a day and a half. So I'm very
Mm,
excited to come.
yeah, Drake has a really big track meet thing in Des Moines every year. So
Yes, the
it
Drake
might have been
relays.
something. Yeah.
It was
Yes,
the
Drake relays.
Hawkeye. Where Hawkeye?
Yep.
Yeah, I was there. All I know is Hawkeye, and the logo is like a
Yep. So
hawk.
the Iowa Hawkeyes are from the University of Iowa team. And
Okay.
that's
Okay.
actually the city that my studio is in, which is Iowa City. So I'm in
Awesome.
the Hawkeye area, but you'll be in for a treat. The town that our convention is being held at is actually this tiny little tourist town, and it's called Amana, Iowa. And it's this historic German village, which
Ooh.
sounds weird, but there's
Yeah.
like all kinds of cool shops and restaurants and little things to explore. And our venue is really awesome too. The venue used to be a woolen mill, so it's got all of the old industrial machinery worked in with it, and it's very cool. So yeah, I think it'll be fun to be there. And we've got your program in the evening, so it should be dark in there,
Yes,
which I was
nice.
like, gotta do that because there's tons of windows. But the weather hopefully will be somewhat decent at that time too, and there's lots of opportunity to hang out. So, yeah.
Sounds
Um,
good.
if you're a photographer and you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube, please don't hesitate to let me or anybody at PP Iowa know if you have questions about our organization or our events. Like I mentioned already, Focus Forward is our annual convention and it's coming up on April 10 through 13 in Amana, Iowa. Registration is open. You do not have to be a member of Professional Photographers of Iowa to attend this event. You actually don't even have to be a photographer. So, a lot of the courses that we have alongside of these courses are going to be a little bit more business centered, creative, entrepreneurial things that you can apply in your business, whether if you're a photographer or not. So, like I mentioned already, we're super welcoming. We want everybody to come, and you can sign up at ppiowa.com. So I think with that, I'm good. We're good to sign off. So I will say goodbye for now. And thank you so much, B, for joining me today for this
Thank
interview.
you. And see you guys in April.
Yep. Bye.